All right, chat. So, Kwai, you brought up Fireball. Funny story about Fireball. It's me and my 21st birthday. So, I was a good boy. I was a good little boy. I did not start drinking until I was like 20. And even at that point, kids don't drink until you're of age. And even when you are, honestly, it's not really too worth it. But at least wait until you're old enough to drink. There's your disclaimer, right? So anyway, I started drinking when I was like 20. And even that was just like a PBR here or there. Like I wasn't getting turned. Like I waited. I was a good boy. I waited. And so no frame of reference. Alcohol is all new to me. I turned 21 and I'm like, I'm going to buy Fireball because everyone talks about it. I've never tried it. I don't really know much about alcohol at all at this point. The 21-year-old Beef buys a bottle of Fireball, right? And we go to my birthday party hosted by my beautiful wife and moderator, Goobert K. Love you, girl. We're at her mom's house at the time, and I I drank like half of a off-brand Four Loko, which is like a Colt 45 or some shit. I don't remember. And then after that, I was just drinking straight Fireball throughout the night. I was making this drink. It was called a Fireball and Fireball. So I just was, just drinking like just straight Fireball. Feeling great, feeling, really cool. I drank, like, I'm not even kidding, almost the whole bottle in like under 2 hours, just like throwing it back, sitting at the bonfire. And again, you have to understand, I had not ever really drank up until this point. So I'm sitting there and like like only a handful of the people had showed up that I invited so far because it was still like early into the night. And so there's just a couple people there. And some of the friends that were there were beefing like a little bit. They had like, a little bit of a kerfuffle between them and they just wouldn't talk about it, but like everyone else knew about it. So like drunk me is like freestyling, and then I start like freestyling about their drama, and like half the bonfire is like clapping, like cheering me on. The other half is like, what the is happening? So anyway, I proceed to stand up from the bonfire, and this is the first time I've stood since I started throwing back Fireball and Fireball. I had like a little bit left in my cup, and our friend was standing in front of the fire to like get warm with like their back turned to it, and I was like, "Oh man, like I'm done with this," and just like pitched it into the fire, like threw my drink in the face of the fire, and then the bonfire like goes up and like almost like almost ignites our friend. She like jumps forward. She's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm just sitting there like mind blown. Like I didn't even notice at first that I had almost just like set her ablaze. I'm just sitting there like, holy I was drinking that? Like that's in me? What? I was like, whoa. So anyway, I go into the house, and I just like cannot stand up or move. So my friend grabs me, and he's like plastered too. He like puts his arm around me and is like, "Bro, we gotta throw up, dude." And he just like takes me to my knees. We're like outside in the bushes, just like throwing up on our hands and knees, just like so much. And like I didn't even need to like throw up at that point. I just was like really, really about to fall asleep. But the like him grabbing me and like jerking me around and stuff, I was just like, what the f-? He's like, you gotta throw up. And then I'm just like, we're just vomiting like profusely, both of us are. And at that point I just like stand up and I'm like, what? It's the kid that dragged me to the ground to throw up, and then someone else and Goob had all like picked me up and like carried me into bed. So they take me in like from the backyard through the back door, and then they're gonna come like put me to bed. And as they're carrying me through the living room, like the rest of the party arrives. So it's like a bunch of other people I invited like are coming through the front door as I'm getting like carried to bed. So I'm just like, oh what's up guys? And then boom, like they put me in bed, and I'm just out. Apparently, while I was asleep, the rest of the party had a great time. Goob was a wonderful host. I think they ended up like prank calling her like sister's boyfriend or some shit because he was a really bad guy or something. I don't know, because I was asleep before the entire party had even arrived. And so then the day after that, I was playing a Halloween show. The premise for the show is like all of the bands are doing a cover set, so they pick one of their favorite bands and then just do a cover set, and then we all play in costume. So me and a couple of my friends elected to do an Alkaline Trio cover set, and I was dressed as Katy Perry. So I had like a blue wig. I was wearing like a sports bra and like a pair of like short shorts, and I was in even worse shape back then. So it was really funny. You have to trust me. So I played the drums for an Alkaline Trio set dressed as Katy Perry. But dude, I was so hungover. And this is like one of 3 times I've had like a real hangover. It's like, I'm not even kidding, dude. It was like stereotypical like movie level hangover. Like I woke up wearing sunglasses, and like Goob said something, and I was like, "Oh, please, dude, stop screaming, bro! Oh my god!" I was like dizzy, bro, and like dry heaving for like hours. Like I almost wasn't gonna play the show because of how bad the hangover was. But once I got to the show, since it was my birthday, a buddy bought me a PBR, and I was like, "Pog!" So I threw that back, and I was like, I was ready to go at that point, and just hung over as shit, ripped a gig. But yeah, so that was the my one and only experience with Fireball. That's when I turned 21, and it quite literally almost killed me. So there you go. That's the story of me and my 21st.